Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey with me. I'm so honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. If you are new, we do things a lot differently here on this channel, and I just suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. Should these messages happen to resonate with you along the way, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member on the channel. So with that, today we are doing a powerful dragon has a message for you right now. We're going to be using the Pride of the Dragons Oracle cards, and I've got my other dragon oracles out as well. This has been a channel message, and I'm so excited to come back and do this for you all. So I'm excited to see what's going to come through. First, let's get into our prayer, and then we will get this reading underway. Hey, my beloved source, this prayer is for anyone and everyone that comes onto this reading, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. I ask that the messages are clear and they come through and land in our hearts the way that they're meant to. That they remind us that we will always have a choice in the direction that we want to take our journey. That nothing is truly set in stone, and that there are an infinite amount of possibilities, directions, and paths that we can take. And that's a part of the adventure, and that's a part of the uniqueness of our experience that we've already had to this point. Sometimes it's hard to remind ourselves of this because we want things to be a certain way, or we want things to be perfect, or we want things to have an exact instruction manual, but that's not the way that life is. And today I ask that you bring us that clarity and that knowledge that every step that we take forward is the right step for our journey. Even if it doesn't feel good or it feels right to us in the moment, that there's something that we're taking from that. And that as long as we're applying those lessons, that we will get to where it is that we're meant to go. As these words are spoken upon this tribe and onto this reading, so shall they be. Amen, aho, ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and put that out over here. Oh. All right, we're going to go ahead and give this a shuffle. All right, so dragons of highest light and love, what powerful dragon has a message for my collective? What powerful dragon has a message for my collective, for my tribe, for my fellow humans? What powerful dragon has a message for my fellow humans? Okay, what powerful dragon has a message for my fellow humans today? Alright, so for pile number 1, what powerful dragon has a message for pile number 1? Oh, thank you. Alright, and pile number 2, what powerful dragon has a message for pile number 2? Okay, thank you. And for pile number 3, what powerful dragon has a message for pile number 3? What powerful dragon has a message? Thank you for pile number 3. Alright, move these over just a tad here. Alright, bottom of the deck, collective message, collective energy. We have a steady wing from the Pride of Earth with number 12. Things are flowing. That's what I just heard. And I feel like that's something that we all need reminder of, is sometimes we feel like things aren't working out the way that they should be, or that we've done something wrong. We're constantly in this place of judging ourselves. I feel like sometimes it's just reminding ourselves that each step is a powerful step for us. So it says the steady wing. The angel connected with this dragon is Baratriel, the angel of support, which stabilizes this dragon's flight. The element is water and air assist with effortless flow and grace. Is this dragon green? Is it blue? Is it smiling or is it smirking? Is it even a dragon, or is it a phoenix-like bird of prey? As this dragon's energy constantly shifts and evolves, its beautiful feathery body glistens and shimmers in the light. It notices your presence and gets excited, letting out an eagle-like squawk, and then shuffles closer to you. This dragon loves being by your side. The steady-winged dragon appears to teach us about the uncertain times in which we live. This is so fitting because it goes along with the prayer as well. Yes, these times are tenuous. However, this dragon does not fear that, as tumult always signals a new era on the earth is near. From chaos and uncertainty comes evolution and growth, always. This dragon reminds us that uncertain times are the only real certainty. It also reminds us how often we forget those many cycles, similar times of old. Our earth goes in cycles, our soul lives in cycles, and we are simply experiencing a change in cycles. Let it all flow. Do not resist. Let it all unfold. Do not fear the shifting winds. The steady-winged dragon advises you of the constant truths of our lives. Nature is our teacher. The stars are our guides, and we have always weathered uncertain times with the dragons by our side, since the birth of creation itself, in fact. Yes, the dragons have and always will be with us in times of upheaval, and now is no exception. So now I am completely aware and understanding as to why Source had this as a channeled message and why the dragons were coming through so strongly. It's crazy. Let me just tell you what happened, and this goes along with the collective energy, but I always do reading for myself before I come on and start doing readings for you, because the way I see it is like living as the example, right? Why would I just give readings to you and not give them to myself, especially being a tarot reader and learning how to trust my intuition? So I give myself readings very often, but before this reading, I actually have 2 decks that I do not bring on for the collective, that I use specifically for myself. And one of the cards that came out, because I kept feeling, do a dragon reading, do a dragon reading, do a dragon reading. So I was asking Source what the message was that I needed for the day. And one of the cards that came out was Dragon Magic. And it's the only dragon card in one of these decks. The other deck does not have anything to do with dragons at all. And I thought that was so synchronistic and amazing. And I was like, all right, I understand this. But I do feel like right now, and for those of you that have been on the channel with me, you know that the last few weeks have been really tough for me. And if you haven't caught my transparency video, go check that out, because it talks about what I went through the last few weeks and just kind of gives you a catch up on why I was out, if you didn't know, if you didn't catch my posts and the community posts, which I'll always have that. But I feel like I'm not the only one that was struggling in the last few weeks. It's been a very collective energy where there's been so many ups and downs, and just not really sure where we're headed and what's happening and where we're going. And with Steady Wing coming out as the collective energy, it's just that reminder that we're not doing anything wrong. Life is literally a series of fortunate and unfortunate events. There's not anything that we can do to control that, but we can always control how we choose to show up. And that's why it's so powerful. I love this collective energy message. This is a very clear, we have the hatchling underneath that. Again, this cycle, right? Coming back. We've reached an ending, and now we're coming into a new beginning. It's uncomfortable, right? Think about birth. For those of you that have given birth, amazing. I give you a round of applause. I am not a mother like that. And I wish that I had had that opportunity in my life, but it was not meant to be in my cards, if you so shall speak. But with that, I've definitely had adopted children in my life. And, you know, it's to have the love of a child is so incredible. But thinking about giving birth for the child and for the mother, it's not comfortable. It's painful. And that's literally a massive death and rebirth that happens in that time frame, because you're losing the old you as a woman and evolving into this motherhood. And that's symbolic that all people can use that as well, because our life is constantly unfolding in new events, and we're losing the old part of ourselves and unfolding into the new part of who we now are, with the wisdom and the knowledge of this new experience on our shoulders or on our journey in our path, right? So I love that collective message. So let me go ahead and get these set up for you. All right, I feel like my camera's a little bit crooked today. Hopefully that's a little better. All right, so for pile number 1, we do have, they call these the hamburger seeds here. I'm not sure if that's the actual name for this, but they're on the beach, and I had a friend who gave me this and really thought that was cool. Okay, and we also have the 6th house on this dice. Okay, and for pile 2, we have this fossilized shell. Okay. And we have the 3rd house on this dice. And for pile number 3, we have this rock that looks like an egg to me. Or we have this dice with the 4th house on it. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile number 3. And whichever pile you feel called to, that should be the one for you. And I will see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this hamburger seed, or if you were drawn to this dice with the 6th house on it, or if you're drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be your reading on A Powerful Dragon Has a Message for You. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And anybody new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. If you are truly new here, we do things a lot differently here on this channel, so I suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. Should these messages happen to resonate with you along the way, it would truly mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what is the message from the Powerful Dragon for pile number 1. So Powerful Dragon, what is the message that you have today for pile number 1? What would you like them to know? Powerful dragon for pile number 1. What is the message that you have for them today? What would you like them to know? You know, it's interesting because I had this song come on and it was in my head for a while and it's coming back up right now. But it's like that song, I think it's on Sister Act 2. They do a little skit with it. But it's like, if you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. So that's coming in. So it's like you want to be somebody or you want to go somewhere. And that's not necessarily having your name in lights, now that I have that song in my head. Every time I close my eyes, I see my name in shining lights. Right? Okay. So maybe you do want to see your name in lights, or maybe you don't. Or maybe you're trying to do something where you can impact the world. And that never has to be out in the forefront. That could be behind the scenes. That could be creating something where you're connecting with people on a more interpersonal level, whatever it is. But I feel like with this song coming back up, it's just reminding you to pay attention to the intuitive notions and the intuitive downloads that you're receiving, because they will guide you in the direction that you want to go. And there's nothing that you're doing wrong. And I feel like sometimes you're second guessing yourself, and you're second guessing your ability to manifest the life that you would desire. But what this powerful dragon is telling you in this time is that it's just important for you to continue listening to your intuition and have faith that it's trying to get you to where you want to go and what is in alignment with your highest good. Okay, so we've got 7th house. Interesting. We've got Mercury and we've got Sagittarius energy here. Being adventurous, learning something new, communicating with yourself. So isn't that funny? I was talking about maybe building a community or connecting with people on a more interpersonal level. And the 7th house talks about interpersonal relationships. It can talk about romantic love, marriage, divorce, cooperation, collaboration, partnership, business partnerships and such. So it's not just romantic love, although it can point towards romantic love. But I feel like this is much more evolved than that, if you will, because it's not just one thing. I don't feel like this has to do with one person. There's this feeling where you want to reach people with some sort of truth or some sort of knowledge or some sort of gift that you have, and I want to help people with that. It's something that's very adventurous, it's very unorthodox and unusual, but it's also putting yourself out there, and I want to have good fortune with that. And really right now, this message from this powerful dragon is telling you to stay optimistic. Stay optimistic. 4:44 on the clock as I'm saying that. Stay optimistic about who you are and the message that you wish to share. And if you want to see your name in lights, great. Don't feel like that's a bad thing. And if you don't, great. Don't think like that's a bad thing, right? Not everybody wants to be seen by the whole world, but they still have a message to share, or they still have some sort of gift to share, talent even, with others that they really want to be able to help them, or they really want to be able to inspire them. This could be something like being a teacher, right? Especially with Sagittarius energy here, being a teacher and inspiring kids to go and become their best selves. This could be working with the disabled and helping them to find fulfillment and contentment with their lives. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be worldwide recognition, but it feels like I want to be able to make an impact in a powerful way, but through very personal connections, through very clear connections with people that I am conversing with and people that I am building that relationship with. But it doesn't necessarily have to be love. And so the dragon here that's coming through is telling you to wake up, pay attention to what your intuition is telling you, and don't question your ability to do so. You have that gift to share it in a very fun and playful and intriguing way that is going to impact people and kids and other humans, and it's going to stick with them. It's going to plant seeds in their hearts that maybe you're not going to be the one to water those seeds, but you're the one that planted it. Okay, Johnny Appleseed, go on with your bad self, right? So yeah, you're over here planting these beautiful seeds, and maybe there's someone else out there that's going to water it and crack open that seed for this person or these people, and you're doing the work, and you're helping that line of enlightenment, or that line of wisdom, or that line of happiness, or that line of contentment. I feel like maybe you put a lot of pressure on yourself here, and it feels like the powerful dragon is reminding you of how incredible you are in this moment, that you don't need to change anything, nor do you need to put that unnecessary pressure on yourself to be someone or something that you're not. And if you're comparing yourself to others, you know, that's not serving you either. And it does feel like there's just this energy of, you know that you have something powerful, but also doubting how powerful it is, the potential of it. And this dragon is telling you that you are so needed exactly as you are, and that the more that you're authentic and true to yourself, and the more that you bring that authenticity and just let yourself be, and know that you're exactly as you're meant to be in this moment, that people are going to hear the message loud and clear, or hear whatever it is that you're passing on to them. And again, it could be a gift. Maybe it's something you want to sell, or maybe it's something that you want to build or make for others. It is something you're very passionate about, though, that's for sure. For many of you, it feels like this could be a side hustle, or something you do on the side outside of your regular daily job, and you find a lot of fulfillment with it. What is the message from the powerful dragon for pile number 1? Okay, thank you. What is the message from the powerful dragon from pile number 1? What would you like to say? Whoa, okay, that card just went flying. 1 second, I need to go grab it. It's literally on the floor way across the room. Okay, so that's how it landed over there. I mean, it was all the way over there, so we're going to see what comes through here, and let's get one more. All right, powerful dragon, what is the message you have for pile number 1? Thank you. Literally have that song stuck in my head. Wanna be somebody, wanna go somewhere. On the bottom, yeah, we've got the 9 of Wands in the reverse. This is like, okay, maybe you're dealing with some health issues. With this 9 of Wands in reverse, it feels like there's a lot of things that have happened time and time again. This could be injuries, sickness, unexpected health things, scares that have come up. And I keep hearing this question, like, what's the point when it feels like every time I get into a good momentum, something happens. Something happens that makes me feel like I'm taking 10 steps back. And not wanting to start again, but feeling like every time you get healthy again, or every time everything seems to settle down again, that it feels like you're having to start over. But that's teaching you stability with this Queen of Coins here. This is teaching you stability. It's teaching you also this reminder that life isn't so black and white all the time, right? Like, there's so many things that we don't have control over, and there's so many things that we're not able to change. Sometimes you just have to be with it. But we do see here that the more that you show up for this, and the more that you let go of this idea that, oh my gosh, I have to start all over again, rather just seeing it as, I'm picking up where I am right now, and this is enough. Now I understand that feeling of why you're feeling like you're doing something wrong, or like you're not enough. It's like, if this was what I was meant to do, then wouldn't it be easier? But oftentimes, the things that we're most aligned with, this sounds so counterintuitive or counterproductive, is that they're actually really hard for us because we're overcoming fear and doubt and things that are holding us back. And so whatever it is that we're thinking internally can manifest in the body, it can manifest in our lives, it can manifest as, negativity outside of us or negativity within us, right? And that just means that this is helping us to realign with what feels right for us as we continue forward on our path. But with the Queen of Coins, we do see that this is something that's meant to bring stability into your life in many ways in the physical realm. Wow, look at that. We start with the House of God in the reverse. Yes, okay. I can't. Already, we've got the King of... This is the one that flew off the table. And with it flying off the table, I just want to stop here for a minute. This is going to blow your mind how much stability this is going to bring into your life. I feel like you're thinking in small terms, right? And maybe you're thinking, I want to be a millionaire. And they're coming in saying, yeah, that's great, but think bigger, right? And you're like, what's bigger? I mean, being a millionaire, that's good, right? That's really good or whatever. And they're saying that this is going to be so much bigger than you ever imagined it could be, all right? Maybe you're not even thinking that big. Maybe you're thinking, I just want enough money so that I can have a retirement and so that I can travel when I retire, or so that I can at least take one vacation a year to any place that I want to go, right? And what they're saying with this flying off the table the way that it did, that this is you creating stability, substantial stability in your life. But you have to turn away from all these things that are difficult, challenges, right? I think it was Eckhart Tolle that says challenges make us more present. You might be like, how the heck is that work? But think about any of the challenges that you've been through in your life. When you couldn't control it, when you couldn't control the outcome, and when you couldn't force it to be something that it was, the only thing that was left was to surrender and be with it. And what is more present than surrendering and being with it? Right? But with the House of God here in the reverse, we see it's something that's been very difficult for you to face. It's been something that's been very difficult for you to trust as well, because it feels like things just keep falling apart with both the Nine of Wands here and the House of God in the reverse. Okay. Thinking in small terms, thinking on very surface level terms here with the the Popess in the reverse. Right? When she comes out in the reverse, very superficial, and it's not that you're superficial. Okay, that's not what they're saying here at all. That's not at all the message here, but that is a very basic meaning of the Popess in the reverse. She's very superficial, very surface level, and the energy that this is giving me is that you're seeing the downfall as the fall, right? This is the fall. This is, I'm never going to be able to recover from this. I'm never going to be able to get back up from this. What you're not seeing is that when you pick yourself back up, the resilience and the impact on your character that has, and the ability for you to take accountability for yourself in that moment. Those are all things that are impacting you that others are seeing, right? And look, you have this balancing out. Isn't that funny? You have this something bad happening and coming into the Queen of Coins energy. Something bad happening coming into the King of Coins energy. This is a part of your journey. This is something that you asked for before you were born. And you can, emotionally, you might be like, why on earth would I ever agree to this as a soul? But as a human, it's easy to think those things and get stuck in our emotions and our feels. Like, I would never wish this upon my worst enemy, so why would I wish it upon myself? And your soul is saying, like, I see all the valuable lessons going down this road that are going to get us to places that we never would have gotten otherwise. So your soul is able to see it from an outside of the box without an emotional attachment to it. And so the thing here is that this powerful dragon is coming in to remind you to step outside of the emotional box for one moment. Yes, all of these things are very difficult. All of these things that you're experiencing are incredibly hard, and we're not taking that away from you. You absolutely have a right to validate that experience because that's what you're experiencing right now. But if you get stuck in the hardships of your journey, You're missing out on the blessings that are coming through, which are inspired strength of character, resilience, and the ability to never give up. And what is interesting about this King of Coins is that not a lot of people see this, but he's supporting himself. This is not the leg of the chair. This is literally his cloak that's going down here. But you see, here's a leg and here's a leg. He's the one that's supporting the chair, right? It's not actually a comfortable chair to sit in. Why? Because he's bearing all his weight. And that's the unique thing about this King of Coins, because he's bearing his own weight. It shows that he's the one who creates his stability. He's not relying on everyone else outside of him. He's not relying on the perfect circumstances. He's only relying on his own discipline, his own abilities, his own skills, and his own character to show up and supply that support for his journey. So with the Popess in the reverse here, and isn't that interesting? If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. And they're saying that's why to wake up and pay attention is to slow down and remind yourself that it's not always face value. This journey is not always about what we're seeing at face value. There's so many more aspects of the journey that are going on that we're not seeing, things that source and that the spiritual realm are doing that we don't even have privy to. So reminding yourself, while it looks like things are falling apart, sometimes things have to fall apart in order to fall into place. And can you switch up the perspective that you have on this and come into a place of empowered enlightenment and becoming the empowered empath and saying, yeah, life is hard, but it's not just my life. We all experience these difficulties, and the only thing that truly matters is how we show up for those difficulties, recognizing that I can't control the outcome of this situation, but what I can do is surrender and be present with that and see what unfolds. Much easier said than done, pile one. I absolutely agree. It is very difficult just to be present and allow things to unfold. And especially if, if you're anything like me, you've been one that's always tried to control the outcomes in life. And so to surrender was probably, one thing I just didn't understand on this journey was to surrender. What do you mean to surrender? Like, I don't even understand what that means. And to surrender literally means to let go of control. Don't try to control the outcome. And that's so hard for someone, for anybody who's so used to trying to stay in control. To let go has this sense of feeling like I'm out of control. But we're already out of control because it's something we had no control over to begin with. We have Saturn flying out for you, exactly. Feeling restricted, experiencing struggle, learning hard work and patience. This is a part of your journey. Your Saturn might be coming into full return for you as well. Or you might have some malefic placements with your Saturn. And that's okay. That just means there's going to be extra challenges there. That's nothing to be afraid of. That's nothing to curse the world for. That's just some of us have benefic placements and some of us have malefic placements. It's just the way that's the way the cookie crumbles, honey. Conjunction, yes. I love that this came out. A union, a merging, and a coming together. So we see, even though it's been difficult, there is a coming together of energies. And I really feel like this is a blending. Like your masculine and your feminine are looking at each other. We look at them, they're looking at the Saturn energy here, right? Looking at this Popess in the reverse. They're looking at that and realizing that's the struggles, it's the surface level things that are actually the illusion that I've been holding on to. And when I let those go, I see the abundance that naturally resides within me. I feel like I want to get one of these for you. Right away came out. We have the Martyr. I knew this was going to come out. I was so shocked. I was like, this really feels like Hangman energy. And we've got the Hangman from this deck. The Martyr. Sacrifice and self-reflection. Like, it doesn't get more clear than that. This is all about what is it that you can sacrifice and what can you reflect on within yourself to come into a more balanced state. And really right now it feels like these out of control situations in your life is letting them go. On the bottom we have the Patriarch with the Emperor energy here, unapologetic. This is being true to yourself and being unapologetically who you are and standing in this sure energy that everything is going to work out for my highest good. But when we're questioning or when we're fearful that things aren't going to work out for us, we come into this place of doubt, and it's that doubt that begins to unfold in our lives in various different situations, in various different ways. And it keeps us from manifesting what we desire. So it's about letting that go and coming into this place of knowing that the universe has got my back, Source has got my back, my guides, my angels, my dragons, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever it is that you feel has got your back, they are there for you, supporting you along the way. The ancestors are with you. We've got the green gold dragon from Sirius. It says, brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology and be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. This goes hand in hand with exactly what I was feeling. You're here to communicate something and be recognized for that communication. And here we have the world being wrapped up in the wind here, showing that it could potentially be worldwide for many of you, but not for everybody. But the key here is to listen to the wisdom that you're gleaning from the difficult lessons. Because when you go through those difficult lessons, and also let go of that victim mentality of like, oh, why me? This only happens to me. And come into that place of seeing that you're not the only one. It actually makes you more relatable, right? When you're recognizing that everybody struggles. I'm not the only one that experiences hardship. Suddenly you become the most relatable person in the world, because people are like, yeah, they get it. Yeah, they struggle too, but you know, they're not trying to make it seem like they're the only ones. And I'm not saying that you do that, but yeah, it feels like there's still a little bit of that victim mindset that's holding on. We have Lady Nada and Prudence with true life happens from one moment to the next. You will find the love you long for in the here and the now. Being present is so vital for you. It is so vital for you. And if you did not catch the collective energy message at the beginning, you might want to, if you feel called to, check that out. We have the cat joker on the bottom. It's time to take action. You are now in urgent need of structure, order, and clarity. I just love the jokers in this deck. Crack me up. But yeah, it's coming back to that place of finding clarity for who you are and what it is that you really want. Letting go of like, oh, these hardships that keep happening to me, they keep holding me back, they keep holding me back. But maybe the hardships are happening to slow you down so that you can learn more about yourself. See, and I already feel a lot of resistance from that coming through. I already feel like, well, why on earth would anybody want to slow me down? Well, there's always a time and place for everything. And if you're rushing to an end result too fast, there's going to be certain things that come into play that slow you down so that you can come back and have those reflective moments. Look at that. We have Creus, reconnect with yourself. So making sure that you're giving yourself the love that you deserve. We have Stellium. Look, stop obsessing. Okay, stop obsessing about the outcome. Stop obsessing about what went wrong. Stop obsessing about you doing something wrong. That's all an illusion. Instead, come back to this place of the passion that you had it on. Do it with passion. You were passionate about this once. Why? Asking yourself that and reminding yourself of that why can be so empowering at this time. Look at that. Scorpio on the bottom with face your feelings. Look at Scorpio goes into the depths. Like they'll go into the darkness and they'll come out and they'll leave you feeling tattered and battered and bruised. But it's worth it, right? Because they've helped you unearth something that you didn't want to face. It's the deep subconscious, and it's difficult. You know, I have a moon in Scorpio, and it's hard sometimes because those feelings get really deep. But it's something that we need. We need more of that deep energy. We need to be able to go into those places that we were once afraid of, because that's where our healing is. On the bottom, we've got discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Learning hard work and discipline. Like that's something that's coming through again and again. So this could be a message. Oh my gosh, I picked this up and I didn't even see these were on the bottom. Just left them on the table and totally started shuffling. We've got denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight of awareness. And whoa, I love those synchronicities already. Relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my highest good. So there's a denial here. It's like, oh, I need to connect with certain people. I need to connect with certain people. So maybe you're doing something so that you can connect with more people, but you're sacrificing a truth to yourself. There's a need to come back to connection with yourself. What do you want? It's not about everyone else, because the right people will find you, pile number one. And that's the message that this dragon has. And you're not seeing just how magical you are with magic coming out. Yeah, you're not seeing how much you have to offer, how amazing you are. You've spent so long comparing yourself to others, and that's something that you're carrying from maybe a childhood wound, or maybe your family when you were a child, they judged you or compared you to someone else, and that's something that you're carrying from them. And it could just be from school. It could just be from growing up and seeing everybody compare themselves to everybody else, that societal construct that's coming into play. And with this, it's that reminder. It's like you don't compare to anybody, because there's only ever in existence, there will only ever be one you. Just the same as with everyone else. Why on earth would you want to compare that rarity with anybody? You're a rare gem and a rare jewel that deserves to be appreciated in this moment. Yeah, movement. Get a move on. That's what I keep hearing. Get a move on. Okay, so let's take a look at these and see what else came through for you. Libra, balance, consideration, fairness, and harmony. You could be a Libra, you could be Aries, Leo, Sag, you could be a Scorpio as well, but this goes with the 7th house as well, right? Consideration and fairness and harmony. We're trying to bring back that balance into your life, and part of that balance is seeing yourself as worthy of being on the scale as well. Kuan Yin's pink dragon brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. Saturn is the planet of tough love. I love these synchronicities. We just talked about balance here with Libra. See all your cords dissolved by transcendent love. Enjoy your freedom and look for the divine all around you. No, what just happened? We've got balance. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Oh, this dragon's message is so clear. Finding balance once again. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. And let's see what this one is. Fear. I can't. This reading has been so synchronistic. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Isn't this what I was saying? Your soul said this is what we're going to go through for the lessons. And I felt that resistance of, why on earth? I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. That's not the point. I realize I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. This is all bringing you back to a path of love. There's knowledge and wisdom through these hardships that you're going through that are going to assist you greatly on the path, and greatly towards that recognition of the gift that you have to give. We're going to read this from the book. This is the dragon that chose to come and give you this message today. Serendipitous. This was the dragon that I got the first time I used this deck for myself. Pride of the Heavenly. This is a spiritual dragon. Okay, this is from the spiritual realm, from the heavenly realms. Bringing you back into that serendipitous. And that's also like synchronistic too, right? So the angel connected with this dragon is Cashapp, angel of grace and favor, and ensures that chance is in your favor. The element is ether and air, embody the intangible nature of serendipity. This heavenly beast resembles a unicorn, but is a dragon nonetheless, with 2 unicorn-like horns lining its forehead and the sweet face of a pony. Timid and shy, it shuffles back and forth as it interacts with other celestial beasts such as unicorns and other dragons. It recognizes both as kin and straddles the fine line between the two races of mythical beings. This unusual serendipitous dragon comes from a place within, a glimmer of a moment captured in a single pulse of light. It is the embodiment of serendipity. Those moments we often confuse for coincidental chance and just push aside. This dragon sees all possibilities flowing from a single chance moment and aligns us perfectly to the most advantageous outcome for our higher purpose. This dragon appears to remind us that moments of alignment are not something we can force or foresee. We cannot force or foresee. They are fleeting, yet their effects are felt across the realms, and one must not struggle against the tide of destiny. Place your trust in this all-seeing dragon to guide you through serendipity and through moments of life that are momentary and swift, but hold tremendous purpose and heavenly guidance. The next time serendipity shows up in your life, seize the moment and be grateful for the opportunities that this dragon arranges for you from the heavens above. So coming back into that flow, coming back into that state of alignment, or if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks, what is known as the vortex, what others call as, being connected, that state where source is communicating with you, the downloads, whatever it is that you call it, it does not matter, but it's coming back into that state. You have to balance yourself and remind yourself that your fear does not win. Your fear is not what controls you. Your fear is there to bring you back to an energy of love and love for yourself and full, total acceptance for where you are in this moment. Pile 1, this was an incredible reading. It was so synchronistic and just truly amazing. I'm honored I got to connect with you in this way. If you felt like this was your message, leave the little scale emoji down below and say, I choose to weigh myself on the scale of life, knowing that I hold value and I am worthy in this moment. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you're to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It has everything you need, including the link to for me to get you a personal reading. I can talk, I promise you guys, as well as how to become a member on the channel. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, my spirit guides, and give a special shout out to the serendipitous dragon for coming through on your reading. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful fossilized shell, if you were drawn to this dice with the 3rd house on it, or if you're drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on your powerful message. Your powerful dragon has a message for you. And I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And anybody new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. If you are truly new here, we do things completely different on this channel, so I just suggest buckling in and hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. And if these messages should happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what powerful dragon has a message for you. What is that? So powerful dragon for pile number 2, what is the message that you have for them today? Powerful dragon for pile number 2, what is the message that you have for them today? What would you like them to know? Powerful dragon for pile number 2, what is the message you have for them today? For my fellow humans. Okay. And it's interesting because I keep getting this energy to cleanse, like it's coming through. I actually cleansed before your reading. It's not something I generally do in between picket cards, just because I ground myself and I work on myself, my own energy, since I'm the channel. But with yours, for some reason, I started and I grabbed the Palo Santo and I was cleansing the area and cleansing all my cards and cleansing myself. And so it's interesting because it's coming back through, and I feel like that's a channeled message for you, pile number 2. It's important for you to cleanse your space, to cleanse your own energy. Maybe you need to take a spiritual bath, or maybe go and get in some running water like a river or a creek somewhere, put your feet in the ocean or something like that. And it does feel like water related. Maybe going out, you know, a swimming pool, you know, maybe a lake would be better if you have a lake near you. And if you don't, just taking like a meditative shower would really be good for you. I do feel like there's a lot of energy that's clinging onto you, and that's not to scare you or be like, oh my gosh, I have all this negative energy that's hanging on. I just feel like you're such a bright light, pile number 2, that there's a lot of energies that magnetize themselves to you. And, you know, there's this little video that they're reminding me of. There's this guy who, it's basically just characters that are drawn. They're like stick figures, but they're a little bit more than stick figures. Because the guy, he leaves his house, but his dog's at home, and he leaves his house, and all these things happen, and every person that he comes into contact with, he draws in that chaotic energy from them, and you see his being start to fill up with all this darkness and these scribbles, and by the end of the day, he's completely filled with scribbles, and he's not white anymore, he's not clear, and he ends up going home, and his dog is all full of scribbles too, and they touch their foreheads, and they both clear out all the scribbles. And that's what it feels like. You just need to find some kind of grounding work that will help you let go of the scribbles, the chaos from the world around, okay? So we've got the second house, we've got Capricorn energy and Mercury. Mercury is making a big comeback today for sure. This is about speaking out for yourself and setting solid boundaries, and remembering that you're worthy of setting those boundaries as well. It's interesting because Capricorn energy can talk about struggles with boundaries, right? It can talk about struggles with setting those boundaries, and also having those blocks and barriers in place that are keeping us in a lower vibration or out of alignment with our journey here. And I feel like with Mercury coming up next to this Capricorn energy, it's just that reminder that speak up. It's okay to speak up, right? And of course, it's easy to be afraid of what people are going to think, or what people might say back to you, or what people are going to, how they're going to react. But that's not what this is about, because if you're always letting other people determine how you show up for yourself, that's not you being in alignment. That's you being a people pleaser, or just concerned about your image in a place where you really have no business being in that energy, right? And if you live your life like that, let me tell you, people will make decisions for you. Ooh, they will go out of their way to make decisions for you. But the minute those decisions that they made for you that you chose to follow fail, they're going to be the first one to wipe their hands from it and say, well, it was your life, it was your choice. So if that's how they're going to be, why not just make the bold choice for yourself right now and say, yeah, you're right. It is my life. It's my choice. I'm going to choose to make the decision for myself now. I'm not going to worry about anyone else. And I feel like this is what's coming through for you here. And it's reminding yourself that you are a powerful being. And this shouldn't affect your resolve for what you want to accomplish in this life, whatever that is. And it might not be anything big. It could just be getting to retirement and enjoying life on a rocking chair out in front of your front porch, you know, with a pipe and your favorite beer. You know, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be traveling the world, going to the 7 seas. It doesn't have to be anything like that, but it could be, right? Where everybody's at a different energy, everybody's at a different level. And this is just saying, it's like, whatever it is that matters to you, you have to take life by the reins and direct it for yourself, and not being afraid to do that. And when you dig in, this Capricorn energy will help you be consistent with that. But you have to start. And that's what this feels like, is just start. Get into it and start right now where you're at. And yeah, it's going to be scary the first time, pile number 2. But you're worth being the person in your corner, right? You need someone to stand up for you. If you don't stand up for yourself, how is anyone else going to be able to stand up for you? You know, we always want, well, it's like, if I get someone to stand up for myself first, then I can stand up for myself, because they'll see my worth. But you're basically saying, like, I don't see my worth. I don't see that I'm worthy of being stood up for. I don't see that I'm worthy of standing up for myself. Right? And that means that sometimes you have to choose to do things differently than you've always done them before. And that's what's so hard, is that shift and that change, and that's okay. Right? We see here that you are adaptable. You're capable of doing this, that you are capable of going through the hard things. But remembering your worth is at the forefront here, and that's the message that this powerful dragon is really bringing through here. Let's see what else it would like to say. This could have to do with love as well. This could have to do with having really toxic relationships in love. It could be family. It could be relationships at work, co-workers, all that. It just really feels like this is talking about toxic relationships where people want everything from you, but they don't want to give you anything. And it's okay for you to set boundaries and be like, you don't have to be mean. Like, boundaries don't have to be mean. And I think sometimes we feel like, oh, setting a boundary is mean. It's uncomfortable. But what's more uncomfortable, being someone's punching bag or emotional dumping ground? I mean, you have to really think, like, is it harder than doing what you're already doing? And really be honest with yourself. Because if you're allowing other people to come into your energy and treat you a certain way, right? We teach other people how to treat us. And it's easy to sit back and let other people decide how we're going to be treated. It's easy to do that. But it's also quite a wild ride, and that's what this feels like they're talking about here. We've got the Two of Wands on the bottom. You have a choice. And you can choose whatever you want. You can choose to let things continue on the way that they are. You're still going to learn something from it. Or you can choose to make a choice now, and you're going to learn something from that, right? There's no right or wrong here for you. You have to do what's best for you. But the main message here is to remember your self-worth. That's the key point of this reading, it feels like. Yeah, okay, romantic frustration. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I kept feeling like it was love. I did. We've got the Hermit at the... Alright. And the Three of Wands in the reverse. Someone here who's manipulating you. Someone here who has been manipulating you. Realizing that you're... See, it's interesting. I do feel like there's an energy that's currently trying to manipulate you right now with the Three of Wands right here. You're also observing key scenarios from the past that have created broken hearts. So you are in the place of observing them. But also to remind yourself that being present with what's happening right now is also powerful, because healing the past is great. I don't want, like, I'm such a big advocate of going and doing the shadow work and understanding ourselves and our past selves and why we do the things we do today because of our past situations and circumstances and experiences. But sometimes we do it so much we forget to live in this moment. And I feel like with the Hermit here, it's this reminder to come back to this moment and face what's in front of you right now, right? Because you've done so much healing, and I do feel like you're seeing remnants as to why you've experienced broken hearts from the past. But this dragon is reminding you that when you come back into this moment, you can make a choice on what to do with this energy right now. That's this person that's manipulating you. They could be a fire sign. I have Aries and Leo here. Could be a Virgo. You could be an Aries, a Leo, or Virgo. You could have Virgo in the 3rd house, the 5th house, the 9th house, the 12th house. You'd have a Capricorn. I don't know what a Capricorn is, but we're going to go with it. You could have a Capricorn moon is what was trying to come out, but it came out Capricorn. So we're just making new zodiacs today, y'all. But yeah, you could have a Capricorn moon. That's the other thing that's coming through. Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety and fear with this situation. I do feel, pile 2, that this dragon is trying to show you that you're found comfort in looking into the past, and you're struggling to face the future or face the present. Like, you're struggling to face the here and the now. And that's why you've turned your back on this situation. It's almost like out of sight, out of mind. If I'm not thinking about it, or if it's not right here in my face, then it's okay. Like, I'll be okay. I'll be able to make it through. And then if I heal my past, then maybe this situation will fix itself. And they're saying that in order for you to have the strength to overcome this situation, you have to begin to set solid boundaries. You have to choose yourself in this situation. Of course, it's easy to run to go and do shadow work. Of course it is. And maybe that's a weird way to say it, because shadow work is not easy. Shadow work is the furthest thing from easy. It's us dealing with those parts of ourselves that we never thought we would see again. But it feels like you're finding solace and escapism in dealing with those past situations and shining light on those past situations. But you've shown so much light on those past situations that now there's a circumstance in front of you that also needs your attention. And that's what this really feels like. Don't lose your resolve. Don't lose your faith. Don't lose your tenacity for coming in and solving your life and showing up for your life as well. But I do feel like this manipulative energy is very overwhelming. It's very, like, I keep seeing someone having their hooks in you, right? Like they've got a ton of hooks in you, and it's just like, oh, I just don't want to deal with that today. It's exhausting. It's overwhelming. Like, let me go and fix my past. But in order for you to move forward, you have to face what's in front of you. And it feels like that's what this dragon is telling you right now, is that facing what's in front of you will help you move beyond this and overcome this fear that you have here. Yeah, move on to something where somebody's going to have something much better to offer you, or move on to something where you're going to see love come back into your life, like real love, people who have your back, people who see you for who you are, right? This is hard. I'm so sorry that you're going through this, pile 2. No one deserves to go through this. You didn't do anything to deserve to go through this. It just feels like this is you having manifested, and again, when we say you manifesting, it sounds like it's your fault, but it's not. I'm trying to make this your fault because it's not your fault, okay? But this could be someone that you, like family. This could be a family member. This could be someone you've known for a long time. This could be someone you deal with at work. This is like, why do I have these situations keep showing up? Part of the reason this is showing up is because you're not wanting to face it. Okay, and again, that's not your fault. That's just part of healing. If you say, I want to heal and I want to be the most aligned version of myself, then Source naturally is going to send all our hardest situations to us so that we can face them. That's how we heal and become aligned. It's like letting go of the fears of us being seen, letting go of the fears of us being heard, letting go of the fears of us setting boundaries. We have Mercury coming out once again here. You could have some pretty prominent Mercury placements as well. We have think, learn, network, and communicate. So here it is, think and learning from this situation. Maybe branching out and networking to people who are in a similar mind frame as you are, mindset as you are, right? Finding like-minded individuals will help you to face this person. Because when you see people treating you with respect, and they might be strangers, you're going to realize, like, I deserve respect. It's not something I have to earn. And I know everybody says respect is earned, but really we respect people until they lose it. Like trust. You trust people until they give you a reason not to trust them again. Right? That's really what respect is too. And it's just a natural response for us. And so when you see people naturally respecting you, of course there's all those doubts and questions that come in. Are they being real? Is this something that I can, that I can trust? Is this... But we have to give people space to do that. But I feel like this energy here, whoever this is representing, they've shown you time and time again. They've lied to your face. You've caught them in lies. You've caught them manipulating you. You've caught them backstabbing you. You've caught them gossiping about you. You've caught them doing the dirty deed, whatever that is. And they're saying, like, this person has shown you their true colors. There's no changing for them. They have to make that decision on their own, and that's not something that you can do. But running away from it is also not serving you, because I do feel like this person's in your energy quite a bit. We have yin energy here with Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. I do feel like this dragon and your team is giving you guidance on how to handle this, but also coming into this very receptive energy of like receiving the guidance and then taking action based on that guidance, right? And sometimes that's really hard to do. It's like you might get a download saying, okay, you need to set a boundary when it comes to how this person interacts with you. Well, the next thing that we can do is take action based on that. Look, we've got the twins coming out here. Conscious connections. Wow. This is the lovers. Okay, this it depicts the lovers, but we have the moon and the sun in this card, right? And you think about twins here, and you guys also have the third house on your to pick. And I'm just going to briefly mention this just because this card came out too, is that this could have to do with a TF connection. It does not have to, okay? But it could be a part of that journey for you, setting these solid boundaries and choosing yourself above all else, making sure that you are in a safe environment for yourself, making sure that you're setting solid boundaries for yourself, making sure that you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're being the voice of reason for yourself, right? Making these conscious connections, networking. This also feels like another confirmation of branching out and connecting with like-minded people and seeing that you are lovable exactly as you are in this moment, okay? Also with the number 6, seeing yourself through eyes of love is very strongly coming through here. We have the Magician, or in this deck, the Conjure Woman with manifestation, right? We were talking about that. Look, you have guides that are guiding you, right? This is an ancestor deck, but we have Saturn being represented here. This has been a struggle for you. This has been a struggle on the journey itself. But there's a purpose for that because you're learning infinite wisdom here and coming into, there's the moon here, right? Coming into this receptive energy, receiving the beauty that comes from living in these very difficult situations. And that sounds like a conundrum. How is difficulty bringing me something beautiful? But it is. It really is, because it's changing you. It's shifting you into a stronger person. It's shifting you into a more balanced individual. It's shifting you into a place of where it's like, I know this is what I don't want, and I know this is what I want. We have the Royal Blue Dragon that flipped out. I'm going to take it. There was a huge stack that came out. Finding that sort of clarity here strengthens you to stand in your power with wisdom. Awaken to your own majesty and wear your cloak of power with pride. Flower. I feel sometimes you might have a hard time or you struggle articulating what it is that you're trying to say. And at this point, maybe people use that or see that as a sign of weakness. And what your dragon is saying is that no, that's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're oftentimes thinking so fast that you're not able to catch up with your thoughts. So take a breath and start again, but still stand in your power. And if you mess up, mess up. Don't worry about it. Don't let that be a reason to hold yourself back. Or if people start making fun of you, like, oh, you think you can set a boundary and you can't even talk to me straight? Be like, look, most people mess up with the English language. Most people mess up with their first language. Why? Because we're human. We're designed to make mistakes. So if you're going to judge me or say that my boundary is not solid enough because I can't necessarily articulate myself the first time around, then that just goes to show me exactly who you are and why I set this boundary in the first place and why I have to limit my contact with you. Right? This is the things that you can do to stand in your power and trusting that your guides have your back. You can always call on your ancestors and your dragon here to come through and help you to speak clearly in a way that works for your highest good. We have an earth and water dragon on the bottom. Creates a foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. Look again, the moon. And the moon isn't present in all of the cards, right? Like this is a solar dragon. See, look at this. It's not present in all the cards. There is a lunar dragon in here, so yeah, here's the lunar. But look, there's not even really a moon in this one. Oh my goodness, look at this. So isn't it interesting that the dragon that came out on the bottom has the moon on it, and it's the same moon that we're seeing over and over again, right? It's the same moon. It's the same moon we even saw in the manifestation card. It's the same moon. God's thumbnail. That's what we always called it growing up, was God's thumbnail. Alright, well, what else, source? Okay, thank you. What else, Dragon? What else would you like to tell pile 2? On the bottom, we have Heke and Gialakchulu. We have only a rebellious mind is sufficiently agile and flexible to grasp magic in its entirety. Have the courage to rebel every once in a while. Look, we've got the moon on this card too. Look, and the moon doesn't come out on all these cards. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, like I'm just trying to show you there's something here about feeling the feelings. And the moon is very powerful for you. Maybe you need to do some moon rituals if you're into that. Or, you know, like moon manifestation as well might work for you really well. I always use the moon. I use the new moon and the full moon. I use those as times to set intention and to release. Right? So I'm writing down what I'm going to release and I'm writing down what my intentions are. I use the moon to help me with that. So that's something that's very powerful that you could do. What else would you like to tell pile number 2, Powerful Dragon? Fixed. Keep on keeping on. Yeah, you're doing a good job, right? Like, they don't want you to feel like you're doing a bad job. They don't want you to feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You are. There's just this reminder that you're a very powerful individual and you deserve to be seen as that powerful individual. But more importantly, you deserve to see yourself as that powerful individual. On the bottom, we've got Pisces. I love this. Tune into your intuition. Listen to your intuition here. Listen to your guidance. It won't steer you wrong. Failure. Wow. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Yeah, so that fear is also being fueled by failure, the fear of failure here. Right? And that's what I was saying. Isn't that interesting that this came out? I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And I was talking about how everybody messes up when they're talking. I don't think there's a person in the whole world that has perfect speech. That's just not something that exists. It doesn't mean you can't work on it and become more conscious and aware of it, but that's why I never edit out on any of my videos when I mess up, because I want everybody to realize I'm human just like you. Right? I'm here experiencing this world just like you are. And that's why it's so important for me to show mistakes and all those things, because that's a part of life. And that's what I feel like is important for you to remember, is that even if you're having trouble articulating what it is that you need to say, that's just you being a human, and that's being imperfectly perfect, and that's okay. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to draw closer to yourself. Alright, what else? Whoa, that is way too many. Okay. I guess I'll take them. They won't move. They're just stuck on my hand, so... Alright. On the bottom, we've got surrender. Coming back to this place of surrender will serve your highest good. I feel like it will also bring a sense of peace and calm into your life. Alright, so let's see what we've got going on with your cards here. Leo. Yeah, we had Leo energy. So you could be a Leo, or this could be you dealing with a Leo. If that doesn't resonate, that's okay. But we want you to come back to this place of self-confidence, being loyal to yourself, and really pouring into your creativity for you, right? We have Aphrael and Beletza with a fresh wind is blowing into your life. Believe in your divine guidance and recognize all the gifts along your path. Wasn't I saying that? Asking your angels, asking your guides, asking your dragon for help, and believe that they're going to help you, because they will. We have Kathumi and Kianya with smile and feel the peace that smiling brings you. Ensure that there is divine peace within you at every level. Didn't I just say that surrender will bring you peace? I'm pretty sure I just said that. Letting go of the outcome and just knowing that it's okay for you to speak your truth. Solar eclipse. Watch doors of opportunity swing open for you. Again, the moon being important in this card because the solar eclipse can't happen. Is it the moon? I guess it's the moon or it's the earth, right? Like, it just depends. I guess it just depends. But anyways, it's just that reminder that it's like seeing your own inner shine from behind. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So there's been a lot of self-judgment coming through here. And your dragon wants to remind you that you don't deserve to be judged by anybody, but you equally so don't deserve to be judged by yourself. Abundance. You're a very abundant person. Okay, but there's been a lot of anxiety here. Trust your intuition. Wow, you're not realizing just how intuitive that you are. And I feel like this is that reminder that when you tune into your intuition, you're going to feel much better about what to do. But the key to our intuition is that when we get those intuitive hits, we have to take action on that. Right? I mean, we've gotten so many cards. You got the Yin card out with intuition. We got there was another card out that came for, the Pisces card came out for intuition. I was talking about your intuition earlier. Then we've got this intuition card. So a lot about your intuition and trusting that guidance. Let's see what dragon came out. Excuse me. Let's see what dragon came out for you today. I'm going to read this from the book. Wow, we have Among the Stars. Look at this dragon. This is an intense dragon. And isn't that funny? Among the stars, I kept getting moon energy, and moon energy is technically among the stars, right? It's outside of the world. It looks like it belongs in the stars, even though it's close to us. So this is a dragon, and the angel of this dragon is Cqbubbles, Prince Angel of the Stars. Gifted this dragon to the universe. The element is ether, embodies cosmic life force energy. Sirius, Pleiades, or Arcturus, simple star constellations or galactic civilizations in the stars. This galactic dragon is made up of combined consciousnesses of these star races, created by the explosive death of a star many, many eons ago. Neon, cosmic, constantly shifting colors create the illusion of a dragon, but they are more spirit than beast, more ether than energy. A starseed is a soul who has lived many, if not most, of their incarnated lives as a galactic being among the stars. Are you a starseed? Can you hear the call of the stars and your distant soul? Your distant soul family who inhabited the constellations above this earth? This is not a deafening, colliding sound, nor is it a binding supernova light. It is a silent yearning for a home you never knew existed but wished was near. Let this galactic dragon take you there in spirit. Close your eyes and ride its cosmic waves past the heavens and into the galaxies far beyond the reach of what can be imagined. Ask this dragon to send out a call to your cosmic soul family so they can meet you in your dreams. Let this dragon ensure that you have stardust on your feet and the cosmos in your heart. Oh my gosh, I love this. It makes sense though. It's like you're such a sensitive, loving soul. And you don't want people to be hurt. And that starseed energy, right? That true empathy that comes from the starseeds. It's like, I've been hurt so many times. I don't want someone else to be hurt that way. And feeling like someone setting a boundary or someone taking care of themselves feels selfish, or it feels like you're hurting someone. And maybe that's the illusion that you're hurting someone, or it feels selfish. But in order for us to stand empowered in ourselves, we have to do these things because you've lived already a portion of your life not doing those things. And the question that I have for you, Pile 2, is in doing so, has it worked out for your favor? Has it worked out for your benefit? And has it worked out for your highest good? And when you sit and ponder those things, that should help bring you to clarity. Okay, but you have the cosmos at your beck and call here. And it's interesting because this whole reading, I kept feeling like ask your team for help. Ask your team for help. With the Among the Stars dragon coming in, it feels like this is asking your soul tribe, which is your true star family, for help here. And they're going to come, right? That's not necessarily manifested people in this realm, but they're going to be there with you in spirit, helping to guide your intuition towards the path in which you're meant to go. I absolutely loved this reading for you, pile number 2. I'm so honored I got to connect with you in this way. If you feel, if you feel like this is your reading, leave the little shooting star emoji down below and say, my home is among the stars, but I get to make an impact in this physical realm as myself, as who I am, as I let my light shine. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. And with that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming through to give us this incredibly powerful message. And I want to give a special shout out to the Among the Stars Dragon for coming in to bring you this message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this rock, or if you were drawn to this dice with the 4th house on it. Oh, if we can see it, maybe. There we go. Or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on a powerful message. A powerful dragon has a message for you right now. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. Anybody that's new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And if you are truly new here, we do things completely different here. So just suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. If these messages do resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what is the message that this powerful dragon has for pile number 3. So powerful dragon, what is the message you have for my fellow humans with pile number 3? Powerful dragon, what is the message you have for my fellow humans with pile number 3? What would you like them to know today? And it's interesting because I'm getting something about relationships here and like coming back to that state of love within. Like maybe you've had a lot of difficult relationships in your life. Maybe you have dealt with a lot of really difficult people and not had anybody that you felt like you could trust, or anybody that was in your corner, or just really struggled to create genuine connections. And there's an energy that's coming in right now. It's saying to come back to that love within yourself. Right? We cannot invite people in to love us if we don't first love ourselves. And when did the camera go down like that? Holy crap. I don't even know what the dice are. Let me see if I can fix this and zoom out. Okay, wow. So you just got a good look at my hand up close. That's awesome. Okay, there we go. I don't know what was going on there. That was weird. I didn't even see it zoom in. I was looking out the window because I'm getting this channeled message. So I was just looking at the window and letting it come in. But isn't that funny? Like, this is the close-up. Wow. So it closed up on my hand. And isn't that interesting? It's like a close-up on your relationships, a close-up on this message that's coming in. It's that this is something that matters, it feels like. So let's see what the dice are. Look, we've got the 11th house coming in right away. Of course we do. Why wouldn't it be that way? We've got Pisces energy and we've got the moon. So you could be the Pisces, Aquarius. You could have Cancer energy in your chart. Aquarius, moon, Pisces, Venus is coming in really strongly right now. We have Mercury in Pisces, Capricorn and Saturn. Wow, okay, so in its home plate. In its home. I don't know why these are coming through, but we're just going to go with it. That's what I have for right now. Okay, let me brighten the screen a little bit here. Yeah, this is about community. It's interesting what I was like, friendship, right? Friendship and love. It's like coming back to that connection. I do feel like there's a lot of guilt and shame or mistrust or distrust when it comes to inviting other people in. Like, when is this person going to hurt me? Or, oh, they're only being nice to me because they want something from me. Look, I get it. When you've been hurt so much in your life, pile 3, it is so hard to trust that there could be anybody in the world that actually is a trustworthy person. How can that be the truth if it's something that you've never experienced? Well, part of it comes back to trusting yourself and not being sarcastic about it either. I'm going to say, well, of course I trust myself. I trust myself to be alone by myself so that I don't get hurt. It's not about being sarcastic or even being bitter about it. This is literally coming back to that place and saying, I trust myself to trust my discernment to make the best choices of people in my life. And we're not going to be able to win every battle against people out there. That's just because there's so many people, and there are people who are really good at having the mask on, and there are people who are very authentic as well. And there's just this reminder in there that it's, if you're always expecting someone to hurt you, you're always going to put yourself in a position to be hurt. Okay? And this really feels like being brave enough to draw away from that skepticism and coming back into a place of trusting your intuition, trusting those psychic, intuitive notions that you're getting when it comes to the communities around you. They're like, hey, maybe this person's not vibing with me, but that if you're getting to know someone, that doesn't necessarily mean cutting them out right away and being cruel or ghosting people, right? It could mean letting things unfold while maybe not getting as deep. Let them show their true colors to you, but don't change who you are, and don't be afraid to be vulnerable with people. But also it's meaning to, if you're not vulnerable with people, you're never going to find someone who sees the true you. You're always going to be presenting this very face value part of yourself with others, and people are going to feel that disingenuous energy, and they're not going to want to open up to you. And so there's got to be a little give and take. It's okay to be cautious, but you also have come into this place where you've healed so much, pile number 3, that people can't use your past against you anymore. Why? Because you've healed from that. They can't use your perceived weaknesses against you. Why? Because you've healed from that. Everything that people used against you at one point has been a stepping stone for you to heal and to gain strength and empowerment with yourself, which means that is no longer something that someone can use against you. Even if you were open and you told people your most vulnerable self and shared that with others, you can trust that you've come into a stable place emotionally where even if they do try to backstab you, that you're not going to be that person anymore like you were when it really tore you apart. Why? Because you're so much stronger than that now. I feel like this is what Source is saying, and this is what this dragon is mentioning here, is that we want you to connect with people, because the only way for you to find your tribe is if you begin to connect with people, right? But if you're always coming from this place of like, everybody's out to get me, you're never going to be able to connect with your tribe. You'll just always be alone. Look, I pick up the deck, and look what's on the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Swords. Interesting. Yeah, so there's a lot of truth that's trying to come through for you here, pile number 3, and just reminding you that to be brave and let yourself be seen. The vulnerable parts, the shady parts, all those things that you try to hide from people. The only way for us to be authentic is to put our whole self on blast. The parts we like, the parts we don't like, the parts we felt like we had to hide to be accepted, we gotta put that all on blast. Right? And that's scary, because it means that now people are going to see the true me, and if they don't like me, that feels like it's a plight against who I am, but it's not. Right? It's no beef with you. It just means that they're not going to resonate with you, and that makes it easier for you. I always tell people, if we don't resonate, thanks. I'm so glad that you showed me that we don't resonate, because it means that neither one of us has to waste time here. We can both move on and live our lives and be happy, and neither one of us has lost anything, right? I'm not mad that they don't vibe with me, and I'd hope that they're not mad that I don't vibe with them, right? It just makes it easier, and coming into that mindset and that perspective of like thanking people that don't vibe with you. Yeah, shoring up old energy here, old habits, letting go of things that aren't serving you. Yeah, okay. There's this misguided energy in the center of our reading with the world in the reverse. Let's see what else comes out. What is the message that you have for pile number 3, powerful dragon? Okay, thank you. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. We've got the 9 of coins in the upright. Okay. Seeing beyond the physical illusions, and also the illusions that we put on ourselves, right? Oftentimes we can be in the energy of the whole world being an illusion to us and not realize that. And that's what societal construct is. It's built on illusions, and the stability and foundation has been built on lies and illusions and misinformation. And yet it still somehow survives. I wouldn't necessarily say it's thriving, but it is surviving. Right? And you can look at it as thriving, but actually at the end of the day, like for me, thriving is where people are really gung-ho for life, and you know, they're doing their best, and they're happy, and they're content, and they're feeling a sense of groundedness. That's why I personally don't feel like societal construct is thriving, but it does definitely survive, and it survives in the hardest of times, and it gets renewed, and it's turned into its own egregore, and it is completely fueled by everybody's thought processes of that. And it's interesting that we're talking about this in your reading, because it feels like there's a thought process that you're continually fueling because you're believing something that you're seeing, or something that you have seen in the past, something that has impacted you greatly from the past, and you're letting that be the belief. Look at that. The hangman coming out. I'm not surprised here. Changing your perspective, changing how you see these things, right? The hangman is such a cool guy. Like, I love him. He's actually one of my favorite cards. I know a lot of people don't like the hangman, but I do, because he's the only one that's willing to think outside the box from all of the major arcanas. He's the one that goes and chooses to hang himself upside down on this branch for this simple fact of seeing the world from a different view. If I look at the world upside down, what insight does that give to me? And it's just seeing things from a different place. And if you've done something one way your whole life, it's hard to break that. But if you choose to go all out and let everyone see your cards, you know, it talks about one of the books that I have about this card. It talks about how people were always throwing things at him and cursing at him and judging him because he was the oddball in the town. And you know, it's just an interesting story, and you think about it, it's like, so what? So what? That never deterred him from choosing to see things in this way. He'd hang upside down for days to see what he could see, and then he would go home and reflect on that. And the hangman is somebody that's so comfortable with who they are, right? Again, sharing those parts of ourselves that we're scared to share. Right? But not getting caught up in the illusion. This is something that you can take action on with the Ace of Wands here. This is something that you are the only one that can choose to do. Wow. Yeah, feeling stuck by peer pressure here. Look at this, 4. So 4 might be a number that follows you around, 444. We have 434 here too. So you could be 43, you could be 34. You could be born on the 4th. You could be an Aries. You could be a Libra. You could be a fixed sign, which would be Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, or Aquarius. You don't have to be, okay? You could be Virgo or Pisces or fire sign, Leo, Sag, and Aries. So this energy is coming in. It's just seeing with the world in the reverse here in the center of your reading, it's showing there's a misguided belief. There's something that is like a part of you is holding on to so hard and saying, this is the reality. This is my reality. If I don't believe this, then something's wrong with me. But it's actually disconnecting you from your inner feelings, because it's like this disconnection from your inner feelings with external life. This fear of showing your vulnerability with the world in the reverse. And it shows it's like an inability to move forward, but difficulty sharing your world with others because you're in this bubble. You're just not able to share yourself because you're like, this bubble is safe. It's almost like I keep hearing agoraphobia. It's like I'm afraid to connect with the world because the world has shown me its true colors. But it's sad that because you've had bad experiences, that has become your judgment of the whole world as a whole, rather than seeing those as bad experiences. But there are all new adventures and experiences to be had out there in the world. And as long as I'm being true to myself, that will bring me to the people who vibrate on a higher vibration with me, who vibrate on the same frequency as me. But that will only happen when you're being true to yourself. But if you're keeping yourself in this bubble and pushing everybody else out, like, no, 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 you don't get me, you don't understand me, you're never going to understand who I am, then you're the one that's creating that distance between you and people. It's not people creating distance between you and them. And believe me, from my own experience, this is something that is incredibly easy to do, and especially on the spiritual journey. Yes, we get put in situations where everybody leaves us, and we get put in situations where we're very alone on our journey, right? We're walking it. It's a solo journey. We have to walk it solo. We have to let go of these ideas that there are going to be other people who realize things with us on the journey for a while. But then the purpose of that is so that we can find ourselves and our truth. And when we're walking in our truth and able to discern our own energy from another's, then we're meant to go back out in the world and reintegrate ourselves as this new high vibrational aligned being. But it feels like for you there's this fear here, because there's this fear that I'm going to continually be judged. I'm going to continually be ostracized. I'm going to continually be exiled from connections because of who I am. But rather than seeing that as a bad thing, I feel like the powerful message, or this powerful dragon is telling you to see that as something that you can be grateful for. Like, hey, thanks for showing me that we don't vibe, so now I can move on to the next person. But also not be afraid to show your soft side, not being afraid to show your vulnerable side. The things that have been really difficult, the things that you felt like you had to deal with alone, when you share those with others, you're going to realize you were never alone. There are other people who deal with those very difficult things. You know, it's interesting. They're showing me something that happened this last week. I went to go do laundry, and I drive away pretty far to go do laundry. Like, it's pretty far away. But I went to go do laundry, and I ended up meeting this lady at the laundromat. Like, we ended up started to talk because she had the most beautiful daughter who was 2.5 years old. And I was eating lunch while I was waiting on my laundry, and I was sitting at one of the tables they had there, and I was just chilling, and I had my back to the laundromat, and I was looking out the window, and all of a sudden this little red-headed girl with bright blue eyes runs over and starts climbing into my lap, and has her arm on me, and I was like, whoa, like, hello, what's going on? And she looked at me, and she had this big old smile on her face. It was just it was unexpected, right? And so I told her grandma, I was like, oh, she's so beautiful, right? Both the little girls there were absolutely gorgeous, fiery red hair and beautiful blue eyes, just absolutely gorgeous. Well, long story short, I saw her mom folding clothes, and I was getting ready to fold clothes, and I was folding clothes right next to her mom. And we started talking, and we started sharing a life experience. Like, she started sharing a life experience that she had gone through, and she was very open with me and just very vulnerable and honest about what she was going through and how it impacted her and her family and her girls and all this stuff. And it's crazy because I actually had experienced something very similar, very parallel to what she was explaining. And so when it came to me to talk, like, because I let her share, I just listened to her as she was talking. And then I told her, I said, I've gone through something very similar, and I shared my experience. And, it was so healing just to be able to share that with someone who understood what it was to go through a situation like that. And then when I got ready to leave, I had written on the back of my car, to come and follow me on my channel. And, you matter. Some of you guys may be on the channel because you've seen that, which is awesome. But she came over and she goes, oh, I see that you are a tarot reader. And I said, yeah. And she goes, my mom does Reiki, and she's an energy reader. And she's like, I don't believe in coincidences. She's like, I think everything happens for a reason. And it was such a powerful moment. I was just so grateful because oftentimes I feel like people think that I'm weird because I'm very open about me being a psychic medium, and I didn't used to be. And I still have that stigma sometimes where it's like, man, I must be weird. People are thinking I'm weird. But Source always puts me in situations now because I've healed that part of myself. It doesn't mean the doubt's not there, right? It's still there, but we remember that when we listen to the signs and synchronicities, and that's what Source was reminding me, that you're not weird, you're not alone, and there are other people on this journey who are experiencing similar things as you, and that's what's so powerful. But think about it, if I had never opened up and just said to her, your daughter's beautiful, and just got a conversation going, I would have never had that experience that was so profound. And that's what it feels like here, is that Source is telling you to come out of your bubble and share your light. Like, you're not seeing how beautiful you are. You're not seeing how magnificent you are. And when you come out of that bubble and share yourself with the world, people who vibe with you will naturally gravitate towards you, right? And people who don't, they won't. It's so funny. I have the craziest conversations with the coolest people at the laundromat. Like, even the last time that I went, which was like 2 weeks ago, I met a guy there, and we had a similar conversation, and he asked me what I did, and I told him and everything like that, but we were talking about forgiveness, and we had this half an hour long conversation about forgiveness, and it was so profound. But if I had never talked to him, and he mentioned my dreadlocks, like, that's what got the conversation going. He's like, I love your dreadlocks, they're so cool. I was like, oh, thanks. And of course I was like, oh, they're 5 years old. We started talking, and that just was a segue for a conversation. But if you don't have those conversations, pile number 3, you're not ever going to experience people who vibrate on the same level as you. And that's what I feel like this powerful dragon is coming in saying. Like, it's important for you to let go of these old habits of solitude. It's important for you to let go of these old habits of feeling isolated, because ultimately at the end of the day, what you might not be seeing is that you're actually isolating yourself. Right? The illusion is that we're putting that on ourselves. We're putting that pressure on ourselves. And that's the misguided energy here with the world in the reverse on your reading. And then with the 4 of Swords here, we're talking about peer pressure, feeling stuck, right? Feeling stuck in the situation. But seeing with the 4 of Wands starting your reading here, we see you have an opportunity here to make a choice, to do something different for yourself, to do something that's going to serve you in alignment with your journey. You want to be seen, and you want to be valued, and you want to be appreciated by other people. But if you're saying no one appreciates me, then that's what continues to manifest in your life. I'm also feeling, if you guys need a really good book to read, check out James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. That is it's a short read. It's like 110 pages long, and it's such a powerful read. And it's just that reminder that thoughts are things, and what we're constantly thinking about continues to manifest in our lives. So when you change the narrative of who you are and the story about yourself, you're going to start seeing that get mirrored out in the outer realm, because it starts within. As within, so without. As below, so above, right? So it's coming back to our internal feelings about self here. And with the World card, we see this is something that is definitely internal within you on your journey right now. So what furthermore would you like to tell pile 3? Thank you. What more would you like to tell pile 3? Thank you. Scorpio energy, exactly. I'm not surprised that this came out at all. You know, Scorpio energy is all about accepting our darkness and accepting that stuff that's below the surface that we always want to hide. Scorpios aren't afraid to go into that. We have intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. So it's all about exposing those soft parts of yourself that you feel like you need to protect. But what you don't see just yet, pile number 3, what you're coming into realizing is it's actually those very soft parts that you're hiding that make you the most relatable, the most human, and the most acknowledged vibrational part of yourself is made aware, where people can now come and say, hey, I vibe with you, pile 3, because I've been there, I've done that, I've gone through that, and we have something to connect on. We have something that we can come together about, and those little things make the biggest difference on our journey. You know, we have Aquarius energy, a lot of fixed sign energy here, which is showing the stubbornness. So it's like the emotional ego is holding on to stubbornness here. I don't want to show myself. I don't want to show myself. It's already been judged. I've already been exiled. I've already been ostracized. I've already been pushed aside. So the stubbornness is coming through with all this fixed energy that keeps coming out, and especially with the world being ruled by the fixed signs, right? We see that this is something the emotional ego is holding on to as a form of protection, but instead, without realizing it, it is actually hurting you more and more, because it's making you feel even more lonely. We have originality, philanthropy, and progressive imagining. So it's time for you to do something different. You know, Aquarius is all about the freak flag, right? They do things different. They just are the trendsetters of the zodiac. And so this is about setting a new trend for yourself, something different than what you've done all along, right? Just like the Hangman, He was the only one brave enough in the village to go and hang himself upside down on this branch so that he could see the world in a different way. Not everyone is willing to do that. Most people are very comfortable in uncomfortable situations. But pile number 3, I already seen you've been healing. You've been doing the uncomfortable work. Now it's time to integrate in that uncomfortable level of putting it out there. Okay? So we have the creature of earth here with take charge. I do believe that this is the page of coins here, right? But take charge. Take action right now. Let yourself be seen. Okay? That's the most important message for you. But no one will see you if you don't let yourself be seen, pile number 3. It's kind of like, I keep seeing, like, you know, when little children are very shy and the parents are always like, go say hi, and the little kid runs behind their mom and they hide behind their mom, or they hide behind their dad, or like if they're in a stroller they like hide their face or something. That's what it feels like. That's the type of energy it feels like. You know, it's like Source and your dragon here and your guides and your angels, they're all telling you, go say hi. And you're like, no, I gotta hide behind you guys because it's safer with you guys. But eventually when the kid gets older, it's like, you know, if they stay shy, they have a hard time in life, right? It's okay to be shy, but it's like also it can be a detriment to our journey. Man, my mom was always like, you better go do this. She wasn't mean about it, but she made sure that both my brother and I were out and conversing with people. She was like, nope, go say hi. Just say hi. Just say hi. You never know what's going to happen. That's what I feel like is coming through for you, pile 3. Just say hi. You never know what's going to happen. We've got Kuan Yin's pink dragon. Look at this. Brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. This is that Saturn energy coming in. Tough love. But all for your highest good. Says, see all the cords dissolved by transcendent love. Enjoy your freedom and look for the divine all around you. Watch as Source and your whole team will go out of their way to show you that they're standing by you with love and give you all those synchronicities that you need. Right? And sometimes we never knew we needed the synchronicity that we just got until we got it. And always ask, like, I'm that person, even though I've done this for years, I'm still that person that asks Source, can you confirm the synchronicity that confirmed the synchronicity that confirmed the synchronicity? I'm that person. So don't be afraid to keep asking for confirmation so that you can gain clarity. You're going to get it, okay? Like, they're very clear about that. We have Saga, and I'm going to try and pronounce this name. She'ala's Shagson, with drink from the holy water of wisdom and from now on follow the way of self-awareness. This is so awesome. Be like water, flow freely and unhindered by your life path. And that's the Hangman. He's completely self-aware. He's aware of what his actions are. He's aware of why he does the things that he does. But he's doing them for his own benefit to gain wisdom for his journey and his journey alone. Why? Because, pile 3, you can't be out here living everybody else's journey. And at the end of the day, no one can be out here living your journey. That's life, right? Everybody has their own path to deal with. But if we're hiding from ourselves and our path, we're not going to get very far. Change is the most inevitable thing on earth. It's constant. It's the only thing we're going to go through. Cancer energy. Soften your heart. Wow. Exactly. Show those vulnerable, what did I say? Show the soft bits that you've been protecting. And it's interesting because I saw a crab when I saw that. I'm sad I didn't mention it, but that's what I was seeing. And I love that the Cancer card came out and just totally clarified what I was saying, right? All those soft parts, the vulnerable bits that you've been hiding. Soften your heart. Don't be afraid to be gentle. Don't be afraid to be soft. You don't have to wear this armor all the time. Midhaven, mind your reputation. So with this, if you look at the body language, this is a very closed off card, right? Like their arms crossed across their chest. Cancer is ruled by the heart chakra, right? And so this goes hand in hand here. It's like closing off your heart. And we want to soften our hearts. We want to be able to show our true self to people. It's almost like life hardened you in a way that's difficult for you to show yourself to others. And I can respect that. And I can acknowledge that absolutely. And I feel like this dragon is absolutely acknowledging that for you as well. But the only one that can change that and make a difference is you. And if you're always letting life be what's hardening you, you're not going to ever experience that closeness with another person. We have death coming out here. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So this is a death and a rebirth for you, right? This is a cycle. It's ending the cycle to start something new on the bottom so you could come into happiness. I'm aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. Right? And if you're closing yourself off, you're not always going to be happy. Like, that's the thing. You're going to always be worried about something. And the truth is, pile number 3, we're naturally social creatures. And I don't know, I've been studying positive psychology recently. That's been something I've been going into. And it talks about, I can't remember his name, Martin Sigelli, I think is how you say it. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on that. But the guy that's like the one that's done so much studying into positive psychology, like positive mindset psychology, he has this, it's what you can follow. There was a word and it just went away, and that's okay, but it's called PERMA. And it's talking about presence and in engagement, PM, managing relationships, and accountability, I think is what they all are. I don't know, but it's talking about that. But the one thing that he talks about in there is managing our relationships, and that people are naturally happier when they're connecting with other people. So that's what it just feels like. Maybe you would benefit from studying that a little bit, or maybe you would just benefit from going out and connecting with people. You know, don't be afraid to say hi to people in the grocery store. You'd be surprised how many people want to talk when they're at the grocery store. People want to talk everywhere if you give them a moment. Go with the flow. Yep. Be like water. Be like water. Right? This is not necessarily about going out and being a certain way. It's just being yourself when you go out and letting people see you in that moment. 10th house. This is a part of your path of purpose. We have structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. This is also where one of your biggest barriers resides. The matriarch. We have the Empress here with nurture the harvest. I love that. So nurturing your journey is so vital here, but this is reaping the benefits of you putting yourself out there, right? That's what's going to help you grow a very fertile, abundant harvest. And the only way to do that is to stabilize yourself and knowing that you have a right to belong as you are in this moment. You don't have to change who you are, but let yourself be seen. Look, we have Archangel Gabriel's dragon, brings purification. Your self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. Okay, so purification is coming. Also, letting your light shine. This is a very clear indication of that. Look at how all this bright light around this dragon here. Letting your light shine, right? Letting your light shine with the matriarch here. Okay? Being seen. We have Nikki, or Nike. This could be Nike and Leslie. Your talents will lead you to great success. The time has come to allow your potential to be awakened and believe in yourself. And that's the other thing. Believing in yourself is so vital on this journey. Sagittarius, like shoot for the stars. A lot of star energy here. Look, you could be a star seed. We have the stars above the matriarch's head. We have him, like Archangel Gabriel's dragon is in the stars here. A lot of star energy. You might have resonated with another pile as well. And also just quickly here, if you've watched all 3 piles, leave a purple heart down below or say I made it. That's a part of my Purple Heart Club. That's for those of you that spend the entire reading with me. I truly do appreciate it. And even if you aren't, I just appreciate you spending any amount of time with me. It means truly the world to me. But shooting for the stars, right? Don't be afraid to tell the universe exactly what you want. Don't be afraid to tell Source exactly what you want. Anxiety. I'm not surprised this came out. You have a lot of anxiety when it comes to letting yourself be seen. But see, you are a determined person. I feel like this, just knowing this and being aware of it, you're going to start taking action. Because I don't feel like this is the first sign that you've gotten of this. I do feel like this is something you've gotten intuitive nudges time and time again. And so knowing that you're going to be determined, you're going to climb the mountain and go through it. Look, intuition coming out. I was talking about intuitive nudges. So yeah, your intuition has been telling you this for sure. For sure. You've gotten this message time and time again. And I feel like it's just one of those things. It's like, oh no, like maybe it's, you know, maybe it's just not right for me now, or this, that, and the other. And it's just, if you don't start now, when are you going to start, pile 3? There is no perfect time. There is only right now. This is the only moment we will ever be given for the rest of our lives. Tomorrow never happens, and the past is already over with. The only thing that exists is this moment. So it's being in this moment and choosing this moment to make a difference in your life right now. So we're going to read this dragon out of the book and see what dragon came to you and what it has to say. Oh, I love this for you. We have number 22 with Heart Truth. Wow, I think we got all heavenly dragons today. That's incredible. All right, let's see what 22 has to say. This is connected with Angel Minael. Angel invoked to induce love. Wasn't I talking that at the beginning? It was about love and friendships. Oh my gosh, the synchronicity is outstanding. It says, assist this dragon to ride the lightning bolts of heavenly love. The element is fire and ether. Assist you in passionately embodying divine truth. Yes, your authenticity. A scarlet mist appears, a wall of luscious red energy forms, and a flash of lightning from the heavens heralds this fierce dragon. It stands tall with wings that reach back up to the skies from which it descended, glistening in the residual energy of the heavenly lightning bolts. It settles, shakes off its slumber, and turns to you, reaching out with its almost feline-like paw to point into your heart. The heart is often the symbol of love. Indeed, it pumps passionate red energy through our bodies. Each beat puts us a step closer to our earthly, lustful desire. And it skips a beat when our true love is near. However, this dragon appears to say that this is not the case for our soul, as the heart is the driver of our truth. The heart is the engine room for what truly drives us on a spiritual level and aligns us to our higher purpose. And we're talking about this being a part of your divine purpose in life and on our soul's journey through many lives. This dragon leans in and places its forehead to yours, a dragon's kiss. It's a sign of dragon love. It is infusing your soul, your being, with the courage to speak your heart's truth. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Source. This is so amazing. Place your hand on your heart and do not focus on what words will be spoken by this truth. Simply hold this dragon's energy in your heart. Visualize the dragon kiss and the truth will flow. And you even got the flow on the bottom of the deck. We were talking about happiness, right? Being on the right path. And we were also talking about, from this card, being like water and going with the flow. Oh my gosh. Smile. Give this dragon a kiss back and you will always speak your heart's truth. The words of the divine. Wow, pile 3. This was such a cool reading. I loved it. This was so intense and so synchronistic. Just trusting your intuition and trusting that you deserve to be seen exactly as you are in this moment. You need not change anything. But if you don't let yourself be seen, no one will choose to see you because you're choosing not to see yourself as this beautiful divine being that you are, that's full of magic and mystery, and you're amazing, right? So give yourself a chance because you deserve that. So this is what I see here for you. If this was your reading, leave the red heart emoji down below and say, I choose to tune into my heart's truth and speak my soul light unto the world around me in this here now here moment. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. And with that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides, and a special shout out to the Heart Truth Dragon for coming through for this amazing reading for you, pile number 3. And until next time, stay human. Bye.